Yo, abusian for your mobile biala kwa about transport abusian ku no mo. Eya na areho se obehu nipa bebre na yakoyisu enkumbi samena bi na ede eye enema bebre abegugu widie no ho. Sa wo hwe ya minsa benkum ha na mo a samena ye isia na mo yi eye transport shower gel. Bia wo yo bia okoyisu samena bi okoyisu nkumbi ama yale bia ede aba ne nso bei anase bibia bisisi widie no so mekanfo eye shower gel edi amount onipa biara otimi biara bibi aka wedi no so onipa tuntum onipa kokko we chocolate color bibi abisi wedi no ho me kanfo eye shower gel edi amount iwo biara ne de ede e wo ho no mo ma wonsan de enka bi misraw enye no nko a ye wo eye de economy eye stretch mask obi beka sa papa stretch mask enu aduru no ho no mo ne etie ne ye obi bi ho no ye friend osay ye timi to osay de main nipa. That's the reason why and ye nua man mu bi no sabi your stretch mask aye ne ho nam nyina wa yusu aduru sa enko ente na ewia kata ban yi ewia ye bo hwe ewia ye bo na so be ho na.
So President Trump, in a lengthy appearance from the Oval Office this afternoon, basically said there are two options for Tehran. A deal, which he says he's giving them one last chance to come to the table on, or total surrender after he called off this bombing campaign that may have lasted a couple of weeks if it was brought in its full force. Here's the president just a short time ago.
He was going to come last night, and it would have gone on for a long time. And there'd be essentially very little left. There'd be nothing left. And if I'm given a chance to let a lot of people live, I want to give that chance. So I'm under no time constraint.
So let's look at this from a military perspective. We bring in retired four-star General Joseph Votel, former CENTCOM commander, which is the leadership in this whole region, now Middle East Institute Distinguished Senior Fellow. General, always good to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is the reaction from General Jack Keane earlier today on our air when he was asked about this Saudi influence that has happened a few times during the course of the last 6 months about a pullback from military action that looked imminent. Watch.
The fact of the matter is, the Saudis are not willing to sacrifice to rid the Middle East region of Iran's aggression. That is the absolute fact that we're seeing playing out here. What do I mean by sacrifice? Casualties and the damage to some of their oil reserves. That's the reality that's taking place here. They're willing for us to make that sacrifice for sure.
Do you agree with that, General?
Well, certainly. First of all, it's great to be with you, Martha. Certainly there's been a significant impact on all of the Gulf partners over the last 6 months of this war, and at the top of the list has been the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I mean, they've had a significant, retraction of their revenues from oil, around 25% or so, which is significantly impacting them. So they are making decisions in their own interests right now. Whether those are good decisions or not, time will tell down the line. But they are certainly making decisions that are in their own interests right now.
I mean, we could dig in on that, but I want to ask you about Brad Cooper, the current CENTCOM commander, because we understand, according to reporting, that CENTCOM was basically asked for some new creative plans to basically make Iran capitulate in this situation. And this is a story from the Wall Street Journal, and you see the reporters along the bottom here. It says, Cooper has long labored with a bureaucratic disadvantage. He lacks the easy access that Kaine has to the Oval Office. The vast majority of Trump's updates on the war have been delivered by Kaine and Hegseth. Cooper has briefed the president in person only a handful of times since the war began. And the suggestion here is that that Cooper believes that military force could deliver a devastating body blow if he's given the leeway to go ahead and do it. What's your reaction to that?
Well, you know, as a former combatant commander, I mean, we relied on the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman to exercise their responsibilities and carry the best military advice and to the President of the United States. They interact with him or her on a regular basis, and so that's their job. That's what they do. And then on occasion, I had the opportunity to talk directly to the President, and I'm sure Admiral Cooper has as well. I mean, you know, again, a lot of this is from the perspective from which people are operating. Admiral Cooper is looking at a military problem that he has in the region right now. He has resources at his disposal, and he wants to use those, I think, to bring those to a conclusion.
Yeah, that's his job, as you say, to come up with military solutions, to present them to the president, and to see where it goes. But he's largely seen as someone who has just a very unique perspective and handle on the region, as you did as well in that role, a lot of wisdom and expertise on what can and could be done. General Votel, thank you very much. Always good to see you, sir. We'll see you next time.
Good to be with you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube. And catch full shows streaming now on Fox 1.
An event not to be missed.
And this is a continuation of the talks which began in Ghana as well.
Yes, correct. He has become a vanguard for the Accra Proclamation, championing the cause for reparations for the transatlantic slave trade and colonialism, emphasizing that Africa's future prosperity is inextricably linked to the recognition and redress of its historical injustices.
Indeed, Lisa, and of course His Excellency Mahama is not the first Ghanaian president to visit our shores, and if you can go back as far as 2019 when we welcomed then President Nana Akufo-Addo for an official 2-day working visit. You know, President Mahama's visit is a bit longer this time around. And the current president, as we said, His Excellency Mahama, will be spending a little longer with us for this visit. And all our listeners and viewers who are tuning in to this live broadcast on this welcome ceremony can expect the startling but emphatic grandeur of a 21-gun salute. And this is one of the highest military honors performed for dignitaries and heads of state and for persons in and around the area, and I would like to make sure that they hear this part of it. For visitors or persons who are living in and around this particular area, the corporate area, or hearing the blasts or will hear the blasts, this is strictly ceremonial in nature and there is no cause for concern or panic. Now, our service is carried on free-to-air television station, the Public Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, the PBCJ, and streamed on the GIS's website at gis.gov.jm, as well as our social media platforms.
If you're just joining us, I'm Lisa Rowe, and with me is my co-presenter, Adrian Atkinson. We're bringing you live coverage of the official welcome ceremony in honor of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Today we can expect to hear the national anthems played for both countries at different points during the ceremony. The Ghanaian national anthem was composed by Philip Beho and is officially titled God Bless Our Homeland. And of course, every Jamaican should know our national anthem. It was written by Hugh Sherlock and the music was composed by Robert Lightburn. Now, what I find interesting is that the title of Ghana's national anthem is God Bless Our Homeland, and Jamaica's is Jamaica Land We Love. And if you listen to the words, if you can go and check the words, they're both very similar in the sentiment of putting the Creator at the center of
Absolutely. It is a prayer and a promise.
A promise.
You know, asking God to protect the country, encourages the citizens to be honest and humble and ask for help to fight against unfair rule.
Sounds
now,
like
that's standing against oppression indeed. And it mentions the black star as a symbol of freedom and hope for all of Africa. And if you can link that same star that is mentioned is in the center of the national flag of Ghana. Interesting. So immediately following the ceremony, the President will sit with Governor General, His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, and the Most Honorable Lady Allen for a courtesy call in the drawing room of King's House.
At this juncture, the Guard of Honor. They are in position, and as you can see, they are assembled with almost mathematical precision, wearing their #1 ceremonial dress for this occasion.
Indeed.
Their white gloves are immaculate. They're all in unison. And we are now making way for the arrivals. If you're just tuning in, you are watching a live broadcast of the official welcome ceremony of the state visit to Jamaica by the President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He is here at the invitation of our Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness.
And on the monitor there, we're seeing the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator, the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, and immediately seated beside her, I believe that is the Senator Donna Scott Markey, representing the Leader of the Opposition, and to the right of the Foreign Affairs Minister, we're seeing the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Babsy-Gray.
And before that, I believe we were seeing the Speaker of the House, Mrs. Holness, Juliet Holness. I think she's here in both capacities, right? She's dressed in a light pink suit, if my eyes are seen correctly.
I didn't see it correctly, and so I'm not able to assist you with that at all, with the description at all. And so where the members of the Jamaica Defence Force are standing right on the ceremonial lawns of King's House, it's interesting that the location of King's House was changed 3 times. And we're witnessing the arrival there of the Chief of Defence Staff,
Vice Admiral Antoinette Williams Gorman. She has over 30 years of distinguished service in the JDF. Vice Admiral Williams Gorman has been serving as Chief of Defence Staff since January 2022. She's the first woman to serve as Chief of Defence Staff for the Jamaica Defence Force. She was officially appointed to the position on January 20, 2022.
Absolutely. And of course, we are literally, it's a beautiful shot there at the Guard of Honor, and beautiful.
Chief of Defence Staff there, Vice Admiral Antoinette Williams Gorman, making her way around the corridor. I believe she's heading out now to the saluting dais, where she will receive a sword salute. We're also awaiting the arrival of the Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. Mr. Holness became Jamaica's 9th Prime Minister after the 2016 general elections. He's the youngest Prime Minister to date and the first born after national independence.
Indeed. And so we're looking at the Guard of Honor.
Yes.
And it's interesting that King's House, many people might not know the history of King's House, that the location of King's House changed at least 3 times. It moved from its location in Port Royal in 1690 visa to Spanish Town in 1762, the former capital. And when the capital of Jamaica changed to Kingston in 1872, the governor at the time was Sir Peter Grant, who served from 1866 to 1874. And he chose Somerset Pen, now known as King's House land, to build the new King's House, and that's exactly where we are today. And one of the things that we need to, allow our visitors, not just here in Jamaica, but in Ghana, to understand that the most exceptional feature, the grounds, feature of the grounds is the mile-long driveway that is flanked by palms and aptly named Palm Tree Avenue. And of course, there are a variety of trees adorning the garden. Most outstanding are the awesome cotton trees imported from South Africa. So indeed, Jamaica has had a connection with the
continent.
motherland.
Yes,
indeed. Absolutely.
I believe we are now witnessing the arrival of the Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. The Prime Minister makes his way. He's being escorted by the Chief of Defence Staff, Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems-Gorman. They make their way around the corridor, after which the Most Honorable and will receive a general salute from the Guard of Honor. The Prime Minister, of course, is also being escorted to be a part of the receiving line of individuals who will meet His Excellency, the President of Ghana. The Prime Minister there being escorted by Chief of Defence Staff, Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems-Gorman, where the Guard of Honor, will render a general salute.
And he enters the saluting day area. It was nothing. And earlier you mentioned the royal salute, and so the royal salute is the highest level of military and state honor during an official visit, and it signifies deep mutual respect and strong diplomatic ties and official recognition, and in this case the recognition of the President of Ghana as head of state. The royal salute is also rendered to sovereigns' representatives as well.
Yes. The President will now be inspecting the Guard of Honor and is being escorted by, well, behind him is Chief of Defence Staff, Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems-Gorman.
And the President himself, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is now making his way from the saluting dais, escorted by the Chief of Defense Staff, Vice Admiral Weems Gorman.
This juncture, I believe he will
The President
now
is to be escorted to the receiving line.
Right. There he will meet several members or all the members of the cabinet, as well as representatives from the judiciary and the opposition, who in this capacity is being represented by Senator Donna Scott Motley, in the absence of the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mark Golding.
Both the President and His Excellency, Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, have taken their designated seats.
The Prime Minister and Mrs. Holness will be escorted to the greeting of where His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen and also the President and Lady Allen are seated. We're seeing shots of the Guard of Honor move out of focus, the military bands.
And shortly we will witness the Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, who will move forward to the tent to be introduced to the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
He is...
And that is being done at this time.
And as we mentioned earlier, immediately after the ceremony, the President will have a courtesy call with their Excellencies, after which he will move over to the office of the Prime Minister, where they will have we're seeing shots of Mrs. Holness and the Prime Minister continuing conversation with the President. Foreshadowing of what is to come in the bilateral talks that will take place at the office of the Prime Minister later in the morning. They seem very warm and very welcoming in the conversation.
You know, Ghanaians are normally, well,
we're told they're very much like
warm
Jamaicans.
people.
They're
Absolutely.
very much like Jamaicans.
And there's so many Jamaicans who
Ghana.
are residing in Ghana. And that's a beautiful shot there of the Governor General, His Excellency Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, and Mrs. Holness is also can be seen in the shot there, as well as Her Excellency.
And as they take their photographs, we await the moment where the members of the receiving line will have their moment to be greeted by the President, His Excellency. We're seeing members of the receiving line, and now we have Senator Scott Motley, Donna Scott Motley, representing the leader of the opposition,